Right. Just a couple rules that I just want to discuss before we get into these questions. Josh hasn't introduced himself, but he'll come on. He'll come on very shortly. Josh actually just graduated university, so just a round of applause to him. Congrats to him. He did great. Um,
Oh, I graduate.
that's our guy, bro. So basically, just a couple of rules with this chat. So basically, um, I have a one mic rule, pretty much, right? So when someone is speaking, please let them finish. We're trying to make this episode shorter than the last one. So basically, we're aiming for like an hour and a half, basically, right? So we like basically just want your answer to be like, I want to say like a minute to a minute 30 seconds long, right? Kind of just start to finish. But mainly, just let everybody speak. When someone has the floor, just let them express themselves, right, any way possible, whether you agree or disagree. So um let's get into it. All right, okay. So first question, sorry. Brace yourself, okay? All right. So, first question is, where were you and what was your first reaction when you heard about Bryant's death? And to add on that question is, what did Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman mean to you personally, and what did their role mean in the Black community? Go ahead.
I can jump in here. I was actually talking to you and some of the boys. I think we were on FaceTime, and my mom messaged me, and then in that moment, it was like full disbelief. Speaking about Kobe, it's like full disbelief, and then I immediately like paused what we were talking about and told you guys. But um, for me, like Kobe was everything, bro. Like the amount of Lakers Kobe t-shirts that I have in my closet right now, and like baseball caps that I have, like he really meant a lot to me. Being someone that grew up playing basketball for like 14, 15 years. So to this day, it's still difficult for me to grasp. Like I I'm not able to like watch those, really emotional videos about it. Like I wasn't able to like really watch a lot of those videos and like hear a lot of people say their speeches about him, just because like it makes it real when you hear all those sorts of things. So for me, I'm still like still having trouble grasping it, And on the flip with Chadwick, Black Panther is my favorite superhero growing up, like hands down. From watching the Ultimate Avengers cartoon, since then, you know what I mean. And so to see that on a real person, like, and to see him really embody that role and just be a good person publicly, that was also really hard to um, hear about him, but I think that who they are shows, and who they are will last. Like they may have passed away physically, but like they're here forever, you know what I mean, and their legacy is forever. So what they've done will stand the test of time.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
next, I guess. So
Oh,
you said the
wait,
first
wait, hold on, hold
question.
on. Rome, could you ask the question one more time? You're muted. You're muted.
So basically, the first question was, where were you and what was your first reaction when you heard about Kobe Bryant's death? And the to add on top of that question is, what did Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman mean to you personally, and what did their role mean in the Black community?
Hey, Paul, you got it? Or
Yeah, go ahead, Ronnie.
yeah, I remember exactly where I was actually. I was think it was on a Saturday or Sunday, but I know it was a weekend. I was on the way to go study with a homie, and I'm just taking my train, and then I go on Instagram, and then I see the first post is on academics. It's like Kobe Bryant passed away, and I saw that, and my heart just sunk to my stomach. Like I felt sick for real, for real. And I couldn't believe it because I wanted more validation, more facts on that. So it just, but that was all I saw on my Instagram, and it's just like like Miles said, it's just complete shock. And it was actually Indy that I linked up with, and we were both talking about it. Like I couldn't even study that day, and emotionally I couldn't. It was like my emotions were suspended. Like I think it took until the Lakers played their first game where I really like I cried for it. Like that was Kobe. That means everyone. That means Kobe means everything to like every black boy in the hood that's playing sports that got some type of ambition. Like I know for me as a football player, I want to be the best. You know, I got high ambitions to go as far as I can within my, you know, my realm of sport, you know. And Kobe actually 2 months before he passed, I remember randomly waking up one night. I couldn't even sleep. So it was just on YouTube, and I saw this documentary. It was called The Psychology of Kobe Bryant. And everyone knows Kobe, the competitor, but they don't really understand what it took for him to get to that level of high competitiveness. He embodies what it is to work so hard and dedicate yourself to your craft so much, not allowing anyone or anything to get in the way of his purpose. And just, it really hurts when you look up to someone like Kobe Bryant. You know, I can go so far as to say he was a father figure because, you know, a lot of people that relate to him, they don't got fathers in their lives. So he took on the role as a father figure from a distance. You know, I can somewhat relate to that too for myself. So just all in all, it's just a lot of hurt, emotions, and like Miles said, like it's still hard to grasp. But you know, he may be gone physically, but the spirit will always remain. As far as Chadwick Boseman, I can't even lie. I didn't really know him like that because I wasn't really aware of his work. I know he was in the Black Panther movie. I never watched it, but from what I've seen, what I've heard, you know, he's you know, he contributed a lot towards his craft. You know, he was a role model towards people in the community. And I remember the day he died in the group chat with Rome's, I was just looking to at the text and just watching these guys talk about this guy. And one thing stuck out to me was actually really sad. I remember someone talking about how he was in an interview, and I guess the reporter asked him, you know, how he felt about being in the next Black Panther 2 movie or whatever. And someone said something like his reaction was like almost disappointment. And then just in hindsight, like now that like we know that he passed away, it's like he knew his time was coming, but he just didn't want the world to know. So that was just real sad. So it's just, you know, it's shocking. Like when you look up to these people, like celebrities and stuff, like you think these guys will live forever, but you know, death will always, you know, death got, death is a place where it's like you can't avoid it, you know. So it's just all in all, just shock. You know, it makes you look at the bigger picture too. Like, don't take anything for granted. Tell the people in your life that you love them, and you know, live your purpose day by day. That's basically all I gotta say.